So today did the double pels to ankle pick and single leg. Then we did pulling lapel guard into worm. Same thing we did last Friday. But after you do a sweep, we also did taking in the back. So after you get into worm guard, you push the knee through. Then you grab the belt, and then it's kind of weird. You just extend your legs and pull your legs in. I think you pull your legs in first, and then you extend them, and they just sort of settle into back control. I think it's because their legs are twisted, and then you're just like pushing them in and pulling them back. It just forces, when their legs straighten out, it's just into like a back control chair position. Then we also do this variation where they are holding onto your lapel, so you reach over their arm to grab the belt, and then that effectively traps their arm. They can't post on it. They can't really use that arm anymore as long as they're holding onto your lapel. And if they let go, then it's just the normal position. There was also a variation into a barambolo, but I didn't really pick that one up. It's not complicated. Then did some rolls. Went, went against Brian, and he's guillotined. I was guillotined a Kimura me. I was just leaving my neck out or my arm out the whole time, I guess. Went against, I can't remember his name. He kind of just bullied me. His like arms are longer and he's stronger, and I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't really do anything. It was, I could just sort of fight him off of that. And then Tristan also, he just slices through me. Yeah, I don't know. All these blue belts are just kicking my ass. Anyway, let's see. Who else did I roll against? I think there's one more person I rolled against. Forgot who it was. Then stayed after, rest a little bit, just drilled on some foot sweeps and butterfly sweeps. Just trying to get ready for Sunday. And actually, so tomorrow is exactly 1 year since I started. I think it's been a pretty good experience so far. Definitely got like miles better. Definitely, obviously, have a lot to still learn. But yeah, it's been good. Oh, one other thing is I rolled against Jason a couple days ago. So I was just thinking about different, how people have different styles when they roll. So Jason's a black belt. He's like my size, maybe even a little smaller. I've also rolled against Danny. He teaches beginner classes. He's a brown belt, but he's also like my height, but then he probably weighs 40 pounds more easily, and it's all muscle, so he's like super strong. But it's just very interesting, conflicting styles, or not conflicting, but opposite. Danny, even though Danny's like ridiculously strong and just like rip me apart, he just sort of flows around me. Like I was telling someone else that against Danny you can do anything, it just won't work. And then when I roll against Jason, it was like I couldn't do anything. Jason was like a snake, or like an anaconda, or like a boa constrictor, actually, where he would just wrap himself around, and like I literally couldn't move. And it was super frustrating because I was like, I can't even move any part of my body. Danny, I can move everything, but you can't, like, it's ineffective. It's like you can literally do anything you want to do, but there's like no resistance. There's like nothing to do. He just like flows out of the way. Yeah, just kind of amazing the different styles. It would be really cool to see them roll against each other. And it's also weird because Jason is like, he's got my frame, and he's the one that's like super constricting, and Danny is like super strong, but he's the one that's all flowy. So that's just interesting also. It's like what your style is may not play to the strengths that you think it would play to. Yeah, so that's just interesting. I would say my style is more like Jason's, and I would say that's because that's more my mentality. My mentality, for better or worse, I guess, is to like be the one applying the force rather than yeah, which, you know, honestly is not great because I'm not as strong and I'm going against heavier people. So, you know, if I'm trying to do one thing and they're trying to do the exact opposite, I'm not going to win at all. So it doesn't actually make sense to go like head on with someone. And that's the mistake I make all the time. You should go the other way. And, you know, obviously Jason does that too. Like, actually, so I talked to him yesterday, and I asked him, like, what, if there's anything, like, glaring I should work on. And he's actually said that if something's not working, to be, like, opposite. So, just because he's constricting me doesn't mean he's, like, using absolute force against me. Yeah, and, you know, obviously, maybe I'm also, like, misreading their styles, too. But, need to work on exploring the alternatives rather than getting fixated on one technique or move or body part, as if I'm attacking the arms. And that's how maybe go for the legs or something.